being present in the audience member's mind. So it's something that reoccurs over and over again. Just looking at how they're used in Toku and several examples of commonplace tropes and some of them that you might not know about. So we're going to go on to the henshin sequence, which is pretty much a common one.
That's a given.
Yes, Waj just talked about the henshin meaning to transform. They're often used with a green screen technology. And the suit goes on first, and then the helmet will go on to show the actor being in the actual suit garb. Next is the roll call. Red Buster! They have to actually say it every time the heroes face the monsters of the week. It has to happen. It comes with an awesome signature pose, and it's a sign of a major butt whooping on the bad guys.
So you can open the whole...
Yeah, you open a can of trouble. You open a big can of trouble.
Especially when you open it.
That's right. Exactly. We'll talk about that in a second. Catchphrase! Can't transform or fight without saying your catchphrase. Remember that, guys. The rally cry gives the hero a massive advantage in battle, like 10,000-fold. The origination of it comes from the DC Comics Captain Marvel in 1940 with Shazam! Shazam! And that's how it started off. The theme music pretty much basically means the team's strength and power are proportional to how cool their theme is. The whole team receives an invincibility against the massive amounts of enemies. If the team is defeated, it'll be heard by the viewer a la dying music or record scratch. So, yeah. And that's Go-Go 5. I like Go-Go 5 a lot.
Titanium Ranger!
Yeah, Lights Rescue. The finishing move of Doom. Used only at the end of a tough fight. Always done perfectly. If not, it could be spelling disaster for our heroes. The only move that saves them from this week and is treated as reliable from now on. So they try it one time, they get it right, and then for the rest of the whole entire series, they can just do it really easily. I think the Go Buster, when they were doing the transformation of the Megazords, they were combining them together, they had like trouble, I forgot what episode it was. And then like an episode later, it's like, oh, they can go, okay. They don't show it anymore. Monster of the Week! A monster where it appears and is defeated in the same episode.
Or two.
Or two, depending. Yes. Monster of the Week outfits get outright absurd as the series continues. Anything is up for grabs for a Monster of the Week. I think Chicken Monster, there was like a radio monster. I think there was like a DVD monster.
Jetman!
A purse monster. Punchy pig. Monster of the Week episodes could also flesh out character development or story as well. So they can just be there for fodder. No big deal. Explosions! Either for dramatic effect when a monster has been defeated, multiple explosions used to create dramatic scenes, also equals in more damage. Done because Toei has an extensive pyrotechnic budget that Michael Bay will be jealous of. Attack of the Giant Monster. Even when a monster is killed, it somehow gains extra life and grows into a huge monster. Monsters seem to always attack in the same city or in a field, on a Sunday, of course, when no one's working. Monsters grow for maximum destruction, and the heroes have to have a mech to combat against the monsters. Exactly. Exactly. Merchandising. Basically everything. Come on, you got merchandise. Raise it up, guys. Come on. There you go. Alright, most Toku shows are 30-minute Toei commercials. Okay. All our merchandise is right here. Used to make people bankrupt, but look cool with collector friends. Most Toku tell a story and keep the viewers hooked. Toy commercials are shown during the Toku for collectors and kids to buy. So there's not actually adult collecting, but there's adult-themed toys. But they're also for kids. Like this ring cannot fit my middle finger.
Yeah, if you happen to download from Union, they have been releasing commercials along with their episodes, and it's a lot of Toku Time.
But once the show is finished, you're basically out of luck, guys.
No, you have like about a year.
A year?
They keep releasing when Forza came out, they released more. Or it was O's. They added memories for double.
Unless it's Deno, and then
This was dead now, and he just keeps coming back.
I just blame the game for everything.
Freaking train.
Item henshin. All heroes use some sort of device to henshin. Items include bucklers, belts, guns, rings, morphers, keys, phones, discs, medals, and wands, and etc. etc. Everything's up for grabs. Them rubber suits! Back before special effects were king, rubber suits were the go-to thing. Often you could see the zipper and track during the monster fights. Right in the back of the suit. Monster suits are still used to this day. Zipper and tracker are not really often seen. Godzilla is pretty much the first famous rubber suit monster. Woo! Special effects, not to be confused with explosions. Explosions! Scenes used to draw the crowd as they marvel at the item in question. These does not influence the plot at all. Could cause orgasms. This is not also Rule 34, guys. You know Rule 34. Look it up. So we got stock footage next, guys. Stock footage. All right, just a question. Is this an actual stock footage picture? Yes or no, guys?
No.
It actually is.
Okay.
If you look on the left side here, Akiba Red is a little bit discolored, while the right side is the newer, version of it. A series of shots reused to save the budget of a show. Some examples include henshin sequences, final attacks on the monster of the day, iron mode, etc., etc. And of course, Akiba Ranger pays homage to using the same stock footage over and over and over again in one episode. It's pretty crazy. What episode was that? Like episode 3, I think it was. They kept using the same attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like against Akiba Reds, they kept shooting them and shooting them. Yeah, it's 1 versus 100. Epic confrontations where the hero is way outnumbered. The larger the group, the less characterization. Lone hero stats are increased tenfold. And new tech is one of the new ways to justify the advantage against 100. So against Deca Master, I believe? Deca Master. Fighting against all these, I'm going to call them Crybots, but... Bubblers? Okay.
They're whambots?
But yeah, it took 100 of them and he sliced them all down. It's a pretty cool video. Pretty cool video. Time limits, like we have right now. Time limits in Toku will either last forever, or the hero will defeat the monster of the day just in the nick of time. While the viewer sees the time limit as drama, most heroes don't seem to care about it one bit. Some examples are Ultraman's 3 to 5 minutes on Earth, Garo's Makinai 99.9 seconds, and Dragon Ranger's Burning Candle.
That was too sad.
That was supposed to be a video of basically, it's often used in Toku to capture one's attention back to the show. It's quick and to the point. Pay attention because the show's coming back on. An awesome eye catch equals awesome show.
Oh yeah.
Open your eyes for this next five.
Coming right out of eyes in a flash. Wire work, you talked about wire work before. The art of having the character use a special attack through wires, used to make the fight seem more impressive. Long jumps, jumping off the air, being thrown back by an explosion, or hanging suspended are some examples. Like Garo. Well, that was CGI, so. Helmetless roll call. Always shown during the final battle. Shows the passion of the group to fight during the confrontation. And shows the actors in the Sentai suits make the viewer believe that they are the ones in the suits. And epic explosions. Definitely. My favorite, damage to suits and helmets. That was my favorite. Always seen during the final battle and rarely seen during prior episodes. It shows the actor's facial expression. That's what really sells, the facial expression of these characters, especially on Condor over here. He's just like, oh my gosh. Also, usually blood is actually shown during the impact of damage. And of course, in Condor, you can see the wires and circuits, showing the viewer the awesomeness of the technology behind the suits and helmets. It's a real attention to detail, which is pretty cool. And a really cool one that I didn't know about is Japan Beatles. They love Beatles, yes. Two influential beetles within Japanese media are the Japanese rhinoceros beetle and the stag beetle. Yeah. Very often seen together, if not, the other is not too far behind. They have a bonding friendship, contrasting colors as well. Roughly organized in 3 categories. The first one, of course, is A, which is allies, which is introduced at the same time, much like over here on top with the Go Busters. Rivals, hating each other, fighting constantly, and by coincidence. Bug catching is also Japan's one of the oldest pastimes. And yes,
My brother once said that the whole thing with the Kabuto beetles and stag beetles are based off of the whole Japanese culture.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a few videos for WTF Toku.
By the way, just a quick introduction. Toku is really known to do really absurd things.
Oh yeah, the hyper battles. The hyper battle.
Crazy absurd.
Hyper battle DVDs. It never happened.
I want to mention this while I was looking for a video, and I can't find it anymore. They did one scene, I forget which show, where they upside down crucified Santa Claus with flames and they were kids all over. Was that Ultra Man? That was crazy. I haven't been able to find that video ever again. But that was, imagine guys, they like turned Santa Claus upside down on a cross, they crucified him, and there were flames all around him, these kids like chanting and...
It was really creepy.
How about Alright, so we're going to show some WTF videos. Any questions so far? Yes. G? Jin?
Oh yeah, Jin.
Beef? Mayo?
Yeah, Mayo.
Mayo.
There it is. There it is. Hero GP.
Anyone here famous Mayo?
I gave her mayo.
Oh, gave her.
I have a weird question. A weird question.
I have a great question.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard of a tokusatsu-esque show called Shibuya 15?
Yes! I love Shibuya.
Do you know if it was based on or inspired The World Ends With You?
It might have. It might have.
I wanted to mention that, but didn't due to time constraints. But yeah, Shibuya 15 is a great show. Drama.
Peace.
Huh?
Mark
Peace.
Musashi.
Mark Musashi. Who loves Mark Musashi? I do. Oh yeah.
He looks like Tommy Wiseau.
That's it. Just remember that name, Mark Musashi. Also remember Seiji Takaiwa. Who knows Seiji Takaiwa? You should know if you're a Kamen Rider
He
fan.
was Time Red. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. He was Dragon
This right here, guys, is a little WTF moment with Mr. Brown. So here we go, guys.
I love Shinkanju, by the way. That was so solid. Who likes Power Ranger Samurai?
This one, guys, this one I found was actually pretty interesting. It's from a Jetman video. So let me explain this for a second. I guess back then, even like now, they have like, you know, kids do the exercises like with Koruger, yeah, with the Koruger dance and stuff like that. But they had all these other Sentai dances. So this one's a Jetman dance. And I'll set it up really quick here. I'm going to show this.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if anyone remembers that. But basically they show the kids the moves and everything. Okay. So basically we're going to show about halfway through and something happens in this video. Facebook? Okay. Something happens in this video and that's kind of weird. I'm not going to tell you when it's going to happen, but it'll happen. So pay attention, guys.
皆さんお元気ですか？私たちジェットマンが考えた素敵な体操を皆さんに教えて差し上げますわ。皆さんも一緒に踊ってね。まず最初の部分からジェットジェットジェットマンのところです。手はパンチ、足はキック、2回ずつ。はい、1、2、揃える。1、2、揃える。足を引いて前に大きくジャンプ。立つ。はい、もう一度1、2、3、4、2、2、3、2歩下がります。1、2、揃える揃える。今度はクロスチェンジャーのポーズから大きく手を回して止めます。そうすると今度手を横に横に、今度足首、膝、腰、足首、膝、腰。はい、それではそこまで、音と一緒にやってみましょう。では最初のポーズからです。皆さんここまで覚えられましたか？それでは次に進みます。手で輪っかを作って横向きます。その中に足を入れて戻す。入れて戻す。
And no one else cares.
足を元気よく一周します。深呼吸。
Apparently
That was great.
Now guys, just to deviate a bit, I just want to show that Americans who have this like idea of giant monsters, they tend to do a little something. If you guys were here last year, we showed a Godzilla clip, remember, from Third Rock? Godzilla, boom, boom, boom. So just to add a little bit of American flair, I have a clip here from Arrested Development. If you guys have ever seen the show, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Now the story of a wealthy family who lost everything, and the one son who had no choice to keep them all together.
Just an idea while this is playing, there are these Japanese investors coming in to take a look at this neighborhood they're making it, so.
Well, unfortunately the roads are out, so we can't take you up there to see it in person, but if you stand absolutely still, right there, and just squint into the light and behold Sudden Hill. Don't!
It actually looked pretty good. Even the financiers thought so. Ishiro said, I am reassured, and they treat us with respect this time. Motoyoshi said, I thought the woman was pretending as a monster, but she was just out of vodka.
Not accept any money while we're here.
So as you can see, any rumor of a mold problem is completely untrue.
But unfortunately, this was just as Tobias appeared in his printed mind.
I'm very particular about building code. And that water towers of not have muster. Who seems?
As it turned out, it was George Michael, who had finally gotten his grandfather's jetpack to work. I ached with embarrassment. The Japanese were never to be heard from again.
What's going on here?
So that's that.
If you haven't seen Arrested Development, you should.
In that episode, you have to watch the whole thing to understand why exactly that happened.
Get on that now.
Alright, so next segment. I wanted to show, in that same episode with Kiryu Gold, we're not going to show for time constraint. Remember the unicycle in Kiryu Gold?
Oh, yeah. That's even Colbert, by the way, guys.
I'll show it later if we have time, but that was just...
American Tokus with Stephen Colbert. This is awesome. American Tokus are not as popular as Sentai. Uses material from Sentai, often recycling clips. Saban, considered to be the father of American Tokus. Most series were canceled due to limited stock footage. Pretty much. Power Rangers came out in '93 using Jew Ranger footage, including Jew 2 footage for their second season. Still in production today, currently on the